Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the July 8th meeting of SIG Service Catalog. So I'm going to go ahead. Well, there's actually nothing on the agenda today, so I'm not going to bother sharing my screen. Guess there's not a whole lot to talk about. Yesterday or last week was a pretty short week for those of us in the States because of the holiday and all. So I'm just going to go ahead and open the floor if there's anything anybody wants to talk about. Okay, sounds like today might be a pretty short meeting. Just a heads up, I'm leaving this week to travel for another conference to talk about service catalog, so I'm not going to be around starting on Wednesday. Chris, I know I reviewed your pull request last week. I'll try and take another look at it before I leave. Hopefully it'll get merged in. I don't know if we have any outstanding issues or PRs we need to discuss, Morgan, unless there's something people want to bring up. Okay then, well, it sounds like it's a pretty short meeting today.
So maybe I have one question to you, Morgan, because you commented on the issue about splitting X builds to different scenarios, and you said that in IBM you are using different architecture. So this is that one we are just building the images from the service catalog, test brokers, and stuff like that. Maybe I just share my screen to show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the one where I said power and system 360, the 360 images. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That one.
Those are definitely a thing that are in. We would you would if you want to stop building them, you're going to get somebody to come after you in a bit. They're a bit behind usually, but they do look at them and need the images to run. So.
Yeah, but basically, when we're talking about the building images against different platforms, that I think that it's valid case only for the SVCAT binary, because it's that one which is executed directly on the client host, right? So each of us can have a different architecture. But when we're talking about the images that are executed directly in Kubernetes, right? There are inside.
Yeah, the SVCAT one I don't care about. That one I don't care about. You've got it flipped. I definitely do not care about SVCAT whatsoever in terms of running the things. We only care about the images. Those are going to be running in a Kubernetes that's running on a power system, or running in a Kubernetes that's running on a mainframe somewhere. Those are the ones we care about. We care about the service catalog image, maybe the health checker, maybe the broker thing, but the service catalog one for sure. Maybe we can make a table of everything that we build, and then try to cross some things off of it. But the actual service catalog being deployed, we care about that on Power and on System 360, the 390X image. So.
Okay, so you are deploying the service catalog directly on different architecture, right? You are not using, because when you see that in the source code, there is the chart, and okay, in Valisium, we can see that we are shipping service catalog with that image, right? And that image is that basically, let me show you, it's just a tag for the EMD 64 architecture, right? So it's the same. And you saying that for your case, you are not using that image, you are just running service catalog directly on some different architecture?
Yeah, I mean, we're using the tip. I don't know if they use the images so much, but they do use the actual things that run.
Okay,
but they use they definitely pull out of the. They have a kind of a screwy build system where they rely on us, the open source maintainers, to provide an image that is compiled with the appropriate architectures, and either they use the images directly or they pull the binaries out of the images, believe it or not. And that was a strange choice, but
okay.
that is definitely a thing that happens sometimes. They don't build them themselves usually.
Okay. Because I thought that we can get rid of the building stuff for for other architecture, because I thought that it will be just split. It will decrease the time to take.
Yeah, I mean, if we could try to figure out a way to split them up into separate jobs, I think is what this says.
Yeah, that
might
is
be a-
pretty easy. But if you will even split that builds, then from 1 hour we'll have 4.
Yeah,
totally
4
different
15-minute
jobs
builds or something like
for
that.
25 minutes, because there is 5 different architecture, around 5 minutes for one of them. I also do some research about the errors, and also based on that I saw that we have the in a couple of times we have quite a lot of execution, and 30 of them failed, and the most common case were for the ARM. And also for other architecture, there was not so many problems with the EMD architecture, but for others, basically we have a lot of exec format errors. So probably when we want to stay with them, with those architecture, probably we need to also investigate the reason why we have a lot of problems. I also saw that problem on the newest request, that for the architecture, there is some kind of problem when you updating certificates. There is always the exec format error. So if we want to stay with them, with, for example, ARM and other architecture, we need to probably come up with some solution for that error.
Yeah, I don't know why sometimes the QEMU thing seems to get a bit confused. So I'm not sure 100% what to do about that particular thing, but
I thought that get rid of them will be just a solution, but I see right now it's not possible right now. So
yeah, you'd have to be very careful. I haven't talked to the system people behind it in a while. Maybe we can reach back and check, but I would not be surprised that this is one of the things that we sell, and yes, we want to we want to maintain this support. That's the very basic story there. So we need to make sure that upstream continues to support it. Is our particular opinion, obviously. So but you get together with the maintainers and the chairs and you decide what you want to do. But I think Jonathan's going to get some pushback from somebody if those images disappear. That would be my hypothesis.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Does anything else? Anybody have anything else they'd like to talk about? Okay. So yeah, like I said, I'll be leaving shortly this week. If you need me to get anything done before I leave, feel free to ping me. Other than that, I'll probably just be trying to close up some PRs. Matij, I'm not going to be here next week.
Me also, because I'm going to USA for the conference, open source conference from the O'Reilly. So
okay. We might just go ahead and cancel the meeting next week then. There's not going to be anybody around to run it. Okay.
So I think that we can cancel it anyway.
Okay, I'll put that in the agenda. Okay, see everybody in 2 weeks then.
Super.